Hello everybody and welcome to this video. Today's video is one that I'm personally really excited about, and it's also a video I've had a bunch of requests, so here it is. Today we're going to find out how much faster it's actually going to make me to use the double push inline technique. In professional inline skating, you will see that almost any skater is using this technique that we call the double push. And before we get into this test that I'm about to do, where I'll skate 2 times 5 kilometers. One where I'll be using this double push technique, and one where I'll just skate with a classic skating technique. I've made some videos already where I try and analyze and compare different things when we're out skating. One of them was casual clothes versus an aero speed suit like this one. And another one was comparing 110 millimeters and 125. You can look them up on my channel if you'd like to see how that went. But I also had a bunch of comments from you guys that it wasn't fair because I was more tired for one part of the test than the other when I did these time trials. So for today's video, I will be starting out with one set of classic inline skating technique, then switch over to the double push technique, and then back to the classic inline skating technique. So there will be some good references where whether I'll be more tired at the end or not, we're going to see that, and then we should probably find a pretty clear image of how much faster it's going to make me to use the double push technique. I think there's more to it than just the fact that I can go faster. I also believe that I can save energy because it's more dynamic than the classic skating technique. So it's also going to be more energy efficient in the long run, so it won't blow up my legs as much, and I think that's going to allow me to have a more stable speed throughout the whole thing. I will mention that my heart rate, I am going to aim for 135 beats per minute for all these time trials, so it should be fairly even, the same intensity. But just before we get started, I will go through what double push technique actually is. So in these videos that are coming up right in a second, you will see me first do the classic skating technique, which is basically just a single push with every leg or every skate. And then afterwards, I will show you or demonstrate the double push technique, which the name kind of gives it away, is a double push. So I'll put my skate down, preferably right under the center of gravity of my body, and then first push underneath myself, which is the first push, and then allow my body weight and the rhythm of the skate to kind of compress in here, flex the wheels, turn out back to the standard inside edge here, and then do, well, actually a classic push to finish off that stroke. Even though I'm pretty sure this test is going to give us a pretty good image of how much faster double push is, I should say that this is so individual. Personally, I think I can be a really good test person because I've been an inline skater my entire life, but the last 5-8 years I've been using this classic technique more as I became a professional ice skater, because this is way more similar to the technique we use on the ice. So I'm pretty familiar with both techniques, and I think I am capable to provide a pretty solid result for you guys. Oh, that was it. I am done with the testing. From what I could see from my watch, it seemed like the double push was almost about 10 seconds faster for each kilometer of the 5-kilometer test. But I will head up to my laptop, go through the results, share them with you guys so we can all figure out how much faster double push technique actually is. I just want to let you all know that I did this on a 250 meter inline track, and I think if there hadn't been any turn, obviously it would have made an even bigger difference because I would be double pushing the entire time, whereas here in the turns it's pretty much the same technique. I have the feeling that this made a pretty damn big difference, but we're about to see. I made it back home and I've uploaded my workout, and I'll be sharing my screen up here so we can look at it together and analyze the different sets and figure out how big a difference there is. The first set, the classic skating, I went with a pace of 2 minutes and 1 second for average for the 5 kilometers. And my average heart rate, as you can see here, was 130 beats per minute. The second set was a second slower per kilometer average speed. And my heart rate, on the other hand, was 2 beats higher. So maybe there's a sign of some fatigue after the course of all these tests. The last one, or the one that I actually did in the middle, was the one with the double push technique. that I assumed to be faster, which it definitely was. The average pace here was 1 minute and 53 seconds, as you can see. And the heart rate was 131 beats per minute. So if we calculate the average of the classic skating, I actually had the exact same heart rate, 131 beats per minute, so it's a fair comparison. And the pace, on the other hand, there was quite a significant difference. The average of the two classic skating session was 2 minutes and 1.5 seconds. As you can see up here, I'll be sharing the overview of all the things. And when I did the double push technique, the average kilometer pace was 1 minute and 53 seconds. And if we calculate those into kilometers per hour, we will find that with classic skating, I had an average speed of 29.63 kilometers per hour. And with double push technique, it was 31.86 kilometers per hour. So a total difference of 2.23 kilometers per hour. And this was on a track. Remember that it was when I was actually only using double push half the time. The rest was just crossovers, which doesn't really change whether you do double push or not on the straightaways. I do think that I managed to carry more speed around, which kind of made it easier in the turns as well, because I didn't have to like try and build every time, and also saved more energy. So I could allow myself to go a little harder in the turn because I knew I would be able to keep the heart rate goal that I had set for myself. Thanks a lot for watching this video. It was fun having you guys here. I really enjoy making all these different tests. So I think I'll be doing more in the future. If you have any ideas for whatever I should make my next video about, just let me know in the comments. And if you haven't already, subscribe to my channel because there will be more. See you for next time, guys.